Good morning children, this video is for January 29th. Question number 10. Draw any acute angle name XYZ and bisect it. So first of all we have to draw acute angle only. As you know that acute angle is less than 90 degree only. So we have drawn an acute angle and now we have to bisect means more than. Draw any arc, we have to draw keeping at Y only. Again this more than half only radius to be taken and draw two arcs from here and from this side. Okay, so we have drawn the bisectors. Then what is the next step? We have to draw a line through this. So I'm marking here point. So through Y we have to complete it. So is it PI, right? So name the angles so obtained. So first it was angle XYZ. Okay, YP is the bisector. Now which are the angles we got? We got which angles there? We got angle PYX and angle PYZ are the two angles. So we got a PYX and a PYZ. So what we have done here, first an acute angle less than 90 degree, after that bisecting property. So XYZ and the AYP is the bisector and we got the name of the angles are angle PYX and angle PYZ. Next question, section C with 3 marks. 11th one. The auto fare in a city is as follows. It has fixed cost and the rest for the distance covered. Write the linear equation if for the distance of 10 km the cost is rupees 98. Write the equation for 15 km as well as 25 km when the fare is respectively they are for rupees 143 and 243. Got this one? So here there is no need of drawing the graph. They have told us that just we have to write the equation only. So the first it was a fixed cost is there for some distance, the rest and also rest is different for the distance covered, but means the rest amount is depending upon how the distance is. Write a linear equation only the question. So we will write that the rupees for the fixed distance or the fare for the fixed distance it is X kilo. Rupees X. Now what is the next step? The rest is depending upon the kilometer it is covered. So that means if for the 10 km the cost is rupees 98, 10 km the cost is 98. So the remaining distance is 10 km. If it is the remaining distance, the cost will be calculated as a Y only. So what is the linear equation means? X plus 10 km, 10y equal to 98. The total fare for 10 km equal to rupees 98, right? So the remaining distance, the fare equal to Y. So for 1 kilometer Y means the 10 kilometer it is 10y only. So according to the question, X plus 10y equal to 98. Even if you travel or not to travel, the equation for the fixed distance it remains the same only. Similarly, the another two more equations are asked according to the question. What is the next fare for 25 kilometer and 15 kilometer? Okay, for 15 kilometer comes first, and the total fare equal to rupees 143. Again 25 kilometer, the fare equal to rupees 243. Therefore, the equation is x plus 15y equal to 143, x plus 25y equal to 243. So it is clearly given that it has a fixed cost. The x shows the fixed cost, and the rest for the distance covered, means the rest amount is for the distance covered. So 10 kilometer means 10y, 15 kilometer means 15y, 25 kilometer means 25y. So respectively we got the equations. Next one, write the equation of a line which is parallel to x-axis and at a distance of 2 units above the x-axis. Also draw the graph. So the question was above the x-axis 2 unit and the line is parallel to the x-axis. So it is if equation of x-axis, if we consider, that will be y equal to 0 only. So above 2 unit means it is this line only. So what is the equation will be? Naturally, if it is y equal to 0, parallel to this means y equal to 2 only. So any point on this if you take means it is in the form 1 comma 2, 2 comma 2, like that it goes. So always y value will be constant and this is parallel to x-axis at a distance of 2 unit from the x-axis only. So this is the graph for that one. So whenever you are using the graph, usually I told that you must write the scale also. Here both axes same only. So 1 centimeter equal to 1 unit or 1 unit equal to 1 centimeter. Both the distance are same only we have taken. And labeling the graph should be done. And the equation of the line is asked. So write clearly that is y equal to 2 only. Next question, draw a line segment of a PQ of 8 centimeter and find 1/4 of PQ by using compass only. This is perpendicular bisector property we have to use. So that means we have to draw AB equal to 8. So AB we will write. The first time it is bisected, you will get AO and OB. So that means AO equal to 4 centimeter and OB equal to 4 centimeter. So total length is 8 only. Again AO is bisected. So first it was 8 centimeter. Now what is the distance between AO? That is 4 we got. Again bisecting. So what is the distance here? It will be 2 centimeter. So 1/4 of PQ means here we need another 2 points, so P and Q. So draw the perpendicular bisectors only, and we should write here AB equal to 8 centimeter and AO equal to 1/2 of AB because it's a perpendicular bisector. So it is 4 centimeter. Again AP equal to half of AO. That means 1 by 2 into 2, 1 by 2 into 4, that is equal to 2 centimeter. So each section is divided into 2 centimeter of equal parts. So totally it was a AB equal to 8 centimeter only. So steps of construction should be written. First one is draw AB. Equal to 8 centimeter. Next, perpendicular bisector of AB. Therefore AO equal to 4 centimeter. Again draw perpendicular bisector of AO. Therefore AP equal to 2 centimeter. These are the steps for drawing the AB, and its 1/4 of PQ should be drawn. Next question, 14th one. In the figure, PQRS is a parallelogram and whose diagonals intersect at O. Find X and Y. Also find the angles of the parallelogram. Since it is a 3-mark question, but we should write all the steps correctly. So we have to go for given ABCD is a parallelogram. Now what are the angles? Measurement is given. Angle O equal to 75, angle SPR equal to 35 degree, angle RPQ equal to 40 degree. To find X and Y. Proof. Angle O, that is SOR, is 75 degree. What about this angle? It is also equal to 75 degree by vertically opposite angle. So angle SOR equal to angle POQ equal to 75 degree. Vertically opposite angle. Right? Now in triangle OPQ, what we can say about all the angles sum? It is equal to 180 degrees. So here I will mark 75 only. So in triangle OPQ, if you are taking 75 plus 40 plus X equal to 180 degree. Reason angle sum property. That means 115 plus X is equal to 180 degree. X equal to 180 minus 115 equal to 65 degree. What is the next? We should find Y. So X equal to Y equal to 65. What is the reason? Alternate interior angle, because these two are parallelogram. Which is parallelogram? ABCD is a parallelogram. X equal to Y equal to 65 degree. The reason is alternate interior angles are equal. So we got the value for X and Y are 65 degree. A cuboidal tank is 6 meter long, 10 meter long, 10 meter breadth or wide we have to say, and 4.5 meter deep only. So some correction is here. Why do you write a cuboidal water tank is 6 meter long, 10 meter wide and 4.5 meter deep. How many liters of the water it can hold? Since it is a cuboidal tank, right? So what we should write here? The solution. How many liters of water it can hold only the question. So first we should write a length, breadth dimensions. Length equal to 6 meter, breadth is equal to 10 meter and height is equal to 4.5 meter. The how many liters of the water it can hold? The amount of liters, amount of water can be held in the tank equal to volume of the cuboid, right? Volume of the cuboid means what is the formula? LBH. Substitute the values. 6 meter into 10 meter into 4.5 meter. It is equal to 135 meter cube. Now we got in meter cube only. How many liters is the question? So what we should write? 135 into 1 meter cube only it is, right? So 135 into 1000 liter. So what is the answer? 135,000 into 1000 means 3 zeros will come, that is in the liter. So what is the unit we should write here? What is the conversion unit? 1 cube equal to 1 meter cube equal to 1000 liter. So here we have calculated the volume only, that is the capacity of the tank, nothing else. So just a conversion only you have to learn here, that is 1 meter cube equal to 1000 liter unit we have used here. Next question, in which year histogram is given here and we have to go for the answers, that is interpretation of the graph only. This time it is asked. Now the graph, you can see that labeling is done here, years, and here this side production of the wheat, scale 1 unit equal to 10 lakh tons only. Now the questions based on this: in which year was the product of wheat maximum, production of wheat is maximum, and how much? So here 1 unit equal to 10 lakh only they have written. So, and the question is asked that which is the maximum, means the maximum height only. The maximum height of the bar is in between 2002 to 3, that is 60 lakh ton only, and here 2004 to 5 also we are having 60 lakh. So 10 lakh, 20 lakh, 30 lakh, like that it is. So 60 lakh tons only. So here which year is having maximum, and that means we should write that 2002 to 2003, because it's a continuous year only. So it's a continuous graph, so we have to write like this. And the same the case for 2004 to 5. $60 lakh tons is the answer. Now what is the ratio of the maximum production to that of the minimum? Which is the maximum production? 60 lakh tons divided by what is the minimum? Minimum height is having 20 lakh. So 20 lakh tons, it is equal to 3 by 1 only. The maximum to minimum, clearly it is asked. So the ratio is 3:1. Two coins are tossed simultaneously for 360 times. The number of times two tails appeared was 3 times no tail appeared. So there is a relation they are showing here in the question. What is the first statement? The number of times two tails appeared was 3 times no tail appeared. And the number of times one tail appeared is double the number of times no tail appeared. Find the probability of getting two tails. So when the two coins are tossed, actually when the two coins are tossed, what is the possible cases you will get? First we can get two heads, that means both the coins are tossing, so showing two head only. Next, one coin toss, one coin shows a head, another one shows a tail. This can happen reverse also, that is first coin may show one tail and the other one is a head. That means one head is the second case. Now sometimes what will happen, both the coins are showing tail only, that means no head. So the three situations are happening there. When the two coins are tossed, then what are the cases we are having? Two head, okay, tail only it is asked, so we'll write a tail, two tail, then one tail, next no tail, that means zero tail. So two tail means both the coin are showing T, means tail and tail. Now one tail means TH or HT, right? No tail means both are showing head. Clear this one? So now what is the situation? They are telling that number of times two tails appeared was 3 times no tail. So no tail, let us take that X, right? When we are taking this as a X, no tail appeared as a X, then two tail will be 3x, because two tails appeared was 3 times no tail. And similarly, one tail appeared is double the no tail. So if it is x means what we can say about one tail, that is 2x, right? This is the table we are going to get. Now what is the next question? Means what is the probability of getting two tail is the question. But what is the total number of tails? Total number of times the coins are trials. Sorry, total number of the trials are that how many times the experiment is conducted. So total number of trials equal to 360. Now since it is a 3-mark question, table must be there and the steps should be there. For any event E, P of E equal to number of trials in which the event happened divided by total number of trials. This is the equation. Now what is given? That there is a connection, means a relation is given. One is 3x, another one is 2x and x only. So according to the question, what we can write? 3x plus 2x plus x equal to 360. That means 6x equal to 360 implies x equal to 60, right? Therefore, getting two tails equal to 3 into 60 equal to 180, one tail equal to 2 into 60 equal to 120, no tail equal to 60. Okay. Now we can calculate the probability, right? What is the probability? Probability of getting two tails. Favoring event is 180 out of 360. See here 180 we have calculated. So 180 by 360 it is equal to 1 by 2. So the probability of getting two tails equal to 1 by 2 only, right? So these are the questions for today's class. With this today's class I am winding up. Thank you.